Thank you, I think, Kevin. My meeting with Dolly Parton was the highlight, I think, of my career, 20 years in government. It's the only time my wife's ever got excited about what I do at work, at least when I was at government. It was an incredible meeting between Dolly Parton and Ed Balls, and two less likely people I cannot imagine. So at that point I thought it's time to go and do something else, and the moment is captured on this photograph. Anyway, let me start by thanking NAVCA for inviting me to speak here today. I'd like to spend the next few moments talking about what the future might hold for the Big Lottery Fund and giving you a flavour of what I think our future direction of travel might be. I think we've got a responsibility to make the very best of every pound which we are entrusted to distribute. We've got an opportunity to ensure that our activity influences not only the future awards that the Big Lottery Fund might make, but the really big money that others are spending in their efforts to pursue a similar mission of helping communities and people in need. And I'm absolutely clear that we can't achieve that mission without working in careful partnership with you. Working with the voluntary and community sector through bodies like NAVCA will be crucial as we start to think about what our focus should be from 2009 onwards. But let's also be alive to the possibilities of two other sources of funding in the immediate period ahead. First, the Dormant Accounts legislation has its second reading in the House of Commons next month. The Big Lottery Fund is named as the preferred distributor for this money, which will come from accounts people have not touched in the last 15 years. Much of this could come the way of the voluntary and community sector, and subject to the will of Parliament, could flow from 2010. Second, the 2006 National Lottery Act enabled the Big Lottery Fund to distribute non-lottery money. This is not without its dangers. The last thing I want us to be seen as is a cash dispensing machine of government. And we certainly mustn't cross-subsidise this activity through lottery funds, or I think I get locked up, or at minimum called before the Public Accounts Committee. But approached with care, I think this is a route through which mainstream government funds are already starting to flow in ways which break out of the traditional channels and enable us, through our knowledge and relationships with you, to deliver projects that secure much greater prominence for the VCS. Always be a place in our portfolio for broad, open programmes that are easy to access, and Awards for All time and again is mentioned as a favourite of many people. We need to think about this targeting question. What should the balance be between encouraging new ideas on the one hand, or backing tried and tested approaches on the other? To what extent should we explore funding mechanisms beyond grants and be thinking about loans, endowments or equity stakes? Now, as I've said earlier, we don't claim to have all the answers. For us, more than anything, being an intelligent funder means constantly learning lessons and striving for improvement. It means taking the time to refresh our thinking and being brave enough to look at things from a new perspective. We want to engage with our key stakeholders, like NAVCA, as we work towards developing our strategy for the years to come. I'd urge you to get involved in our consultation when it launches in November and help us shape our funding for the years to come. I'd just like to finish now by thanking Kevin Curley for his support and constant efforts to keep Big Lottery Fund's feet on the ground and close to those of you who are active in making a difference. As part of my induction, as he mentioned, he organised for me to have a number of shadowing opportunities, including one with Nero, the Chief Executive of the Croydon BME Forum, who I know is here this morning. That experience gave me a real insight into just how voluntary and community sector works and the everyday pressures that organisations such as yours face simply to survive. Sitting on a debate with between 25 and 30 representatives of the BME community, many of whom ran small groups, it became clear that there's still many organisations out there that have never met anyone from Big Lottery Fund, let alone the Chief Executive, or ever dreamt of applying for lottery money. How we connect with organisations like these and how we encourage them to see the opportunities open to them is crucial to me. I hope we can continue to work with NAVCA in this way to understand better the realities in the sector, and that somewhere here there's a volunteer for my next shadowing experience. That way you'll help me to continue to be on the side of the applicant and help Big empower people and communities to make a positive difference and help bring about that long-term and sustained social change. Thank you for listening.